welcome to your new home. My name is your host, Mr. Taxidermy, and I've been hankering for some gory goodness, so this episode is sure to be a delicious treat. Welcome to Backalley Taxidermy. Now, friends, if you've been sniffing around the internet for long enough, you'll have noticed my very close personal friend, Mr. of Battle, advocating for a product known as Uwu Glue, and as Mr. Taxidermy must uphold the Hippocratic Oath to his beloved audience, it will be my pleasure to bust all over this myth and put a definitive answer to whether or not Uwu Glue is a boom or doom. And what better miniature to get all gory than Citadel Miniature's very own Spoilpox Scrivener, a Nurgle man suitable for both Warhammer 40,000, the one you care about, and the other one. To begin this bloody journey, we start slopping that Crusader's Flesh speed paint all over this freshly Zenithal Nurgler. He's beginning to look fleshy, and
you know what they say,
fleshy means fun.
Okay, I'm ready to sell this on eBay.
Next, let's cover the scribe scroll with some howling sand. Don't get spooked, cause Skeleton Horde is around the corner, and it's gonna make the nails and teeth of this big ol' maw. Get some color on these rotten old bones. Let's splash right into the gory details and take our friend, Army Painter Murder Scene, and add that beloved color into this pal's organs and other inside parts that are becoming outside. Oh, that was just Rapunzel from DreamWorks Tangled, asking me to use the next paint. So, taking that princess's advice, we slop some Princess Pink Pastel and add a pink pop to the big foul mouth of this fella. What a pleasantly vibrant color. Thanks, DreamWorks. Me and the boys are gonna slop around in Gargak's sewer to brown the feather on the scribe's scribbler. This is a properly shitty color for a properly shitty fella. And we break out Broadsword Silver to add some shiny to the Nurgle symbol and other associated metal things, like the scroll tube thing. There's a whole buffet of brown being splattered here. Let's take some wasteland brown and hit some more details, like strap or even scroll. I want to make this guy more sickly, as Nurgle is the god of plagues. So let's take some plague bearer flesh and get down with the sickness as we glaze this contrast paint over all the fleshy parts, which is the majority of this model. I like how this tints the skin and makes him look delightfully decayed. And speaking of decay, we are going to highlight the skin using a necrotic flesh paint. This is a greeny flesh paint that is being added to the mixture of skin. We are going to be sloppy on his skin because the added textures will come together all gnarly and infected. While that last step helped brighten the skin and make it look more dead, we are going to try and hit a balance of almost dead, almost alive, by recess shading some Reichland flesh shade into the deeper fleshy cracks of our new friend here. Try to hit the parts you'd like to imagine more blood and fluid would gather under the very thin skin. You can't pick your friend's nose, but you can sure pick out your Nurgly pal's sores with crusted sore, and use this bruised red paint to hit all the tasty pustules and other bloody scabbed areas of his flesh. Seeing as it's our very first episode here, I'd like to invite you to
the Engagement Corner,
where you, my delightful audience, have a chance to shape the future. All you have to do is like the subscribe button and ring my bell. And once you've done that, answer today's riddle in the comment below. Today's riddle is an easy one. What should we name the Nurgly fellow we are painting today? The winner will be pinned below. Let's rust all those metals we put down by taking some dark rust army paint and hit the little metal deets to taste. Revisit the brown and take some leather brown and lightly highlight the straps and details. Don't forget those nice 3D painted basing bits. Take some burnt moss, speed paint, and slop on down to the swampy bits that decorate this scenic base. Add some interesting color to all the intestines and red spots with some blue-violet This will add a sort of veiny dimension to the red. Don't forget the foul mouth's lips and the big ol' veins on the back. Let's highlight the parchment up a bit more with skeleton's bone. And while we're at it, let's also hit the bones, cause this paint just makes sense highlighting the boner. Also take a trip to Isaac Yankem, the governor of America, and get an old dental checkup for those chompers. Speaking of wrestling's royal family, we take Dusty's skull, which admittedly has nothing to do with Dusty Rhodes, and then we just add some more tan variety to the paper. Be sure to feather that feather with some fur brown, and highlight some more yummy brown goodness. Much like Trent Reznor, we are slamming some 9-inch nails into the prophet's scribblings. So take some Army Painter Death Metal and pop all those pins and nails. To awaken this demonic dude, we take some white ink and slap it right into his third eye. As you all know, this'll help it make all glowy and demonic for later. Pale sand. You know it, you love it, I use it. Let's hit all those bright bony highlights and make sure you hit the tip with this powerful paint.
Perfect.
Then peel your peepers real wide and take fluorescent yellow paint to glaze it all over that dried white ink. The transparency of this paint will ensure a demonic gaze, which will be beloved by the market. If you're like me, then you're a true Swamp Thing fan. And if you're a Swamp Thing fan, you'll want to make some swampy bases. So let's start with some of that deep sea blue and slop that down on the base, where we will eventually make the gunky, potentially toxic swamps that Nurgle loves to live in. I hope you had Taco Bell this morning, cause we'll need all that poop to cover the rest of this stinker's base. So take our dark earthy paste and cover anything you don't want to be liquid. So maybe take a rain check on that Taco Bell and trade it in for some Raisins Bran. Now you might be thinking, yo, Mr. Taxidermy, you lost the plot, brah. Where's the extra gore we ordered? And you'd be right. Until now, I did sort of trick you into watching a normal painting video. I'm sorry, audience. I assure you, you're safe here, and Mr. Taxidermy will deliver. So let's bust this myth and try out my good personal friend, Mr. of Battle's beloved Uwu glue. So take a Mick Foley original and stab the sticky white goop, which is looking suspiciously like our Army Painter basing glue. Let's try some on the model. That's sure to not ruin it, right? Yeah, that shit didn't work at all, as it was basically just white glue. Fuck. Well, that was disappointing. But you know what is never disappointing? That's right, Blood for the Blood God technical paint. Such a fun time. Let's hit all the bloody and exposed organs, even inner mouth. Now take some oozing vomit technical paint, which doubles well as pus. So we want to get all that infectious goop right into my boy's poppin' pustules and freshly infected wounds. Also slap some on the scroll, as bodily fluid is beloved by Papa Nergy. And speaking of Nergy, let's take some of his rot, a bright and vibrant slime, and start slapping that shit all over the liquidy swamp parts of this base. This is looking like a toxic, noxious playground that my Nergies will delight in. Nergalodian. And with slightly disappointed heart, we call it rimmin' time on our pal. Take your blackest paint and rim this buddy's base. I gotta be honest, I'm super disappointed that gory Uwu shit did not work. Why did you lie to me, Mr. of Battle?
Okay, final addendum to this video. We got ourselves some of the E6000 goop instead of the Uwu shit that is not good. Don't get the stuff with the green leaf on it, apparently. Should have looked at that before.
We are praise the Slop Messiah. Now that we have properly slimy goop, we can take this absolutely foul-smelling product, which will probably give us super cancer, and carefully ooze some into the corners of our pal's mouth. This shit is really stressful, and it feels like we are going to fuck up all the work we just did. This is looking really cool and slobbery, though.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
That indeed is looking really cool. Now this is a more satisfying ending. Look what amazing things can come from just doing slightly more research on a hobby product. Anyways, after the sloppin', I must admit, I forgot to record coloring in the dripping blood and vomit. So it's gonna be a surprise when we take it to the fridge! By God, what a slobber knocker! Sure to delight the whole family. Well, if you enjoyed this content video, I got some good news for you. There's more on tap. If I was you, I'd smash the subscribe bizzle and ring that bell. That's about it for me, your pal, Mr. Taxidermy, and I'll be seeing you real soon.
We're opening Minecraft's meal.
Fries! Mac.
Give me some Minecraft quotes.
Nether! I got a box! Another french fry. Okay, I think this is either a villager. No, it's not a villager. Might be Steve. Who the fuck is this?
Let's see.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that?